Hi, everybody. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining today. It is a absolutely beautiful day right now here in Oklahoma City. We are in Zone 7, and it's absolutely beautiful out here. And Dale is actually out in the garden right now. He is getting everything all set up and all of that. And so I'll pull him in here shortly. But we're super excited. We're going to go through and show you guys our garden, how we use the Seed to Spoon app to kind of go through, log everything, and keep track of all of our plants, and hopefully give you some tips along the way. And if you guys have any questions at all, too, like pop them in the chat. Super informal. So I would just love to hang out and chat with you all. So welcome. I see a lot of you in the chat already. Hi, everybody. Hi, Patty. So glad you're watching, at least listening from the car. Welcome. Hello from Kansas. We have a few of you from Kansas, it looks like. Welcome. And then Texas and Atlanta. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Feel free, please pop into the chat. Let us know where you're all joining us from. Say hi. Ask any questions that you might have, too. Each time you do go through and comment, you will be entered in to win our giveaway today. And we're going to be giving away a free 1-year premium Seed to Spoon app subscription. So if you have not heard of Seed to Spoon, you definitely need to. It's amazing. Whenever we started gardening back about 10 years ago now, we really wished that there was an app for that to help. And we couldn't really find a great one. So Dale was like, well, let's just do it ourselves. So that is what we did. Here's the app. If you don't already have it, I will pop up a QR code right there for you. So scan that to go to download links, but it'll help walk you through growing over like 150 different fruits, vegetables, herbs, gives you exact planting dates based on your location, help visual layouts, ask gardening questions. Yeah, so many different things. But anyways, we are going to be giving away a free 1-year premium Seed to Spoon app subscription. And with that comes unlimited plants and like images that you can send up to Growbot. So unlimited plants you can identify, pests you can identify, if you have plant help needs, anything like that. Unlimited visual garden layouts, and also free shipping on all of your orders from Park Seed, which is huge too. So one of you guys will be winning that today. And we also, if you're watching this after the fact too, we do a giveaway after too. So, and we will announce that winner at the beginning of next week. So we did have quite a few of you all watch it after the fact last week. Last week, I went through and talked like everything you should be doing in June, like from what to plant, what to harvest, what to be pruning and fertilizing. Yeah, pretty much everything. We did all of that last week. So if you missed that, make sure you pop in there too. But we do have a giveaway that our winner from last week is Cindy Flowers. Congratulations. So Cindy sent us an email at info@seedtospoon.net, and we'll get you hooked up with your free app subscription. So yay, congratulations, Cindy. And like I said, you all here hanging out with us, we'll be doing a giveaway at the end for you guys. So make sure you're commenting through. Yay, I'm so glad that you all love it too. I definitely do too. As you can see, like whenever I pull the app up, you can see how much I actually use it. And because I go through and I really do like post a whole bunch, and like I'm just like always there. But anyways, let's see if Dale is set up in the garden and I can bring him in. I'm going to pop in on him, pull him up. Looks like it's a picture of me right now. There you are. Hi.
I am here. I am out of breath. I had a dog situation. I just had to run like halfway across the farm. So, hello, everybody.
I did see the kids go running and the dogs came running inside. So I have one right here now.
Yep.
So
Yeah, we're a real farm with real live animals that sometimes are unpredictable. So I'm getting my breath back. I think I'm good to go. But I'm out here in the garden, and it is beautiful out here today. It's right at that point in the season where we know that we only have a little bit of this left before it's going to be like unbearable to be out here at 12 o'clock. So I'm just enjoying the fact that I can be out here at 12 o'clock on a live stream and it's not absolutely miserable. So it's like 92 today, which is pretty good for Oklahoma summer. So our garden is loving it. Everything out here is looking amazing. So glad we're doing a live stream today. So it's a good day for it.
I know that's what I was telling everybody. I was like, wow, it is. I mean, it's gorgeous out today because Dale and I were actually out there earlier today. I was like, yeah, we couldn't have asked for better weather today for this. So, but we're
How's my
excited to show
connection?
you all the garden. Um, I don't know. Everybody out there, I can see you, but you are like a little bit grainy. But
Dang. Okay. Well,
I can see it
just let me
all
know.
still.
I'm not
So
sure.
yeah, we'll keep you
Okay.
updated.
Well, I'll move the camera slow. So maybe that'll
Yeah,
help.
yeah, that should. Yeah, awesome.
Well, do we want to start just by kind of showing an overview of the garden or?
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. We can show everybody like the overview of it all. So we have
I'm going to flip
here.
my camera around here.
Okay.
I just watched Russians.
Okay. You might be frozen because you're not moving at all. This is a part of our garden. Uh-oh. We might have lost him. But you did hears too, so I did want him to show you the electric fence, which is kind of funny that he walked right into it as he was trying to pack up. But we do have what's called a Premier One fencing all the way around our fence or all the way around our garden to help protect it. It works really good for a lot of different critters. So we have goats that we let out sometimes just to do some landscaping around, but it also works for things like deer. It keeps dogs out, cats out, raccoons. I mean, a lot of those little creatures and things like that. So it helps so much with all of that. Well, I think it looks like I lost him officially. So okay, well, hopefully he will be coming back here soon. But I can show you too here on our, let's see. I will pop into here into the app until he comes in. Oh, I just gotta maybe. Hello. Are you back? Are you there? See, this is the trouble with doing a live stream. Well, Dale, if you want to, we can't hear you at all. If you just want to take some pictures and bring them, okay, I can see that at least. Yeah, Dale, if you want to take some pictures and just bring them inside and we can pull them up and then we can like show people too. So if you just want to do that real quick, I don't know if you can even hear me right now. I don't know if you can. Okay, well, you can kind of somewhat see what he's doing there. Because he has the garden pulled up, the overlay. We have a bunch of new areas that we've been working on. I'll kind of try to pull it
I
up.
can hear now.
Oh, wow, you're there.
We're back in business. We're really doing it now. All right. Okay. All right. So I'm
Oh,
sorry about
man.
all the tech issues, but now you can actually hear me. So,
Yes.
what do you miss show, Carrie?
Well, I was talking to them about the fencing too. If you, so I already told them all about it. If you just want to like show it
Hear
real
me get
quick.
shot? I don't know if my camera's
No, we did
working. Yeah,
not. We heard.
that's
Yeah, we
started
heard you
working.
say, and you walked right in. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it's
works for
working.
so many different little critters and things like that. So yeah.
Yep. And you calling me
Um,
a little critter?
yes, I am. I am.
Okay. All right, I'll take it.
You should take it as a
So yeah,
compliment.
that fence is doing us a lot of favors because we've had, well, I mean, the reason why this isn't weeds everywhere outside of the fence because our landscaping crew is our goats, and they would also landscape the garden for us. They would love to. And at the end of the season, we'll let them come in here and clear everything out. But that's the only way this stays protected is that electric fence we have set up. So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, yeah. And we've been building a lot of new areas too in our garden. So if you guys have seen our garden before, you see that it's a little bit different. Um, we have these new areas right here set up with some cattle panels, trellises. And we like to use cattle panels for a couple of different ways. I mean, you can kind of see the different setups here. Hopefully we didn't lose Dale again. I think we lost him again. Oh, we got him back. So this is one of the ways we like to use our cattle panel trellises is by laying them on its side like this and putting some T-post as support right here. So then we have a bunch of like smart pot long beds up against them, and we could just grow things up the back of that. So on this one right here, we have a couple of different vining tomatoes on the sides of both of them. We're kind of going to let them just like take over. And then along the middle, we actually had some peppers and things like that that could actually help, like be benefited from having like a little bit of support right there too. And just like also a couple of like basil and flowers and things like that. So super duper easy right here. So um, yeah, Dale, do you want to show my favorite way to use the? Oh, we lost him again. There's also another way to that we use the cattle panels, and I'm sure you guys have seen it before. Um, hello. Do you want to show him our favorite way, or my favorite way at least, that we use the cattle panels? Okay, I think we lost him again. I can pull up a picture real quick too. It just won't be of our new one that we built. We've been building these, like, we've done these a lot. So, right here, this is kind of one of the areas, and we'll show this. This is just like far on the other side of our garden from where he is right now. But these are cattle panel arch trellises. So, the same idea with the cattle panel that we had before was with this one right here. And it looks like Dale might be back. Maybe. Um, but anyways, so we have it in several different ways like this. I mean, you can have them just like arched over on themselves. We have the T-posts in the same way as these are, just like supporting that cattle panel and then arching it over to the other side. We made several videos about it. Like whenever we made it, I mean, we made a couple new ones here in the past that are like brand new areas, like right around where he is right now. And it's like, oh, it's beautiful. It's probably my new favorite place in the garden. I absolutely love it. And again, we have those smart pot long beds up against the trellises right there. And we're growing things up and around them. So on one of them, we have like a pumpkin growing, another, we have a melon, and then we have more tomatoes, we have cucumbers growing up. Oh, I have a loofah growing up, one of them too. So yeah, very, very exciting. And I love it. Um, yes, Desiree, I will absolutely go through and like I'll go through and take pictures and things like that. Hopefully Dale's doing that right now. But um yeah, because it is kind of hard to tell because I feel like a lot of my social videos and stuff like that, I'm going through and just like focusing in on like a plant or like an area of the garden. But I'll do a post here very soon. I'll do it. I will do it today. I will go through and post several pictures of like overview of what our garden is and talk about it too. So that way you guys can see it too. Let's see. We got a question here from Monica. She's saying, When using the app, is there a way to add different images for specific vegetables? For example, I planted cucumbers and used a cucumber image and also planted cucamelon. Ooh, nice. And the images are the same. Okay. Yes, absolutely. So let me show you that really quick here. So let's go into, well, I will. Oh, salsa garden. This was one that I made with you guys actually one of these times ago. So this one is not actually one of my gardens. So I'm okay with editing this one however we want to. So all you need to do to change an image over here, super easy to do. You'll just tap into him and then over here go to more, and then you can change plant icon. And there's going to be like another option for a photo on here too, but you can also add new photo. Hi. And you can take a picture, or if you tap this button right here, it will pull from your camera. So like your photo album. So you can either add a picture that you've taken in the past or anything like that. So if you select the other one, it'll change it over into there as that. So it changed both of them because I had selected both of them right there. But like say if you just wanted to change one of them, and I do like that picture. So if I come in here, change plant icon, I can change it over to that one, and you'll notice it's different right there. So I actually did this for one of mine. It was in bed 11. Yeah, because I actually added this plant in as a custom plant because we didn't have it in the app yet. So I actually added this plant into the app, and then I uploaded my own picture of it because I snapped a picture of it, and because that was what the flower looks like. And yeah, there we go. So it is one of my favorite ways to go through and like make it unique and be able to tell what is what in there too. Oh, yes, Monica, that's absolutely true. You can take a picture of the seed package whenever you are going through and adding a custom plant, and Growbot will just do it all for you. So that is so helpful. Absolutely. Um, okay, so Dale is saying he added some photos. Cool. So we can pop up. Yay. I'm so glad you love the new update. It is a great one. Yeah. Yeah. Having the cattle panel as an arch is seriously like the best, and it is my favorite. My favorite place in the garden is like walking underneath those cattle panels and like seeing everything growing underneath me. And in one of the areas, well, let's see what Dale had pictures of. He put some in here. Let's see if there's pictures of that. There, I'll just start at the front here. Okay, so this is one of my favorite gardens here. This is my I call it bed 8 because I have in the app here. Let me show you really quick. I have in the app here. I have all of these beds labeled by numbers because we have like beds 1 through 5 and then 6 through 10. So that's like how I keep track of everything. But this is one of my favorite garden beds. So this right here is this image right here. So it's awesome. This is an amazing example right here. One of my favorite beds for companions, because in this I have these. I have 3 of these different types of bush tomatoes. So these are all determinate tomatoes that grow in a bush. Like, I was going to say I don't remember exactly which varieties they were, but I have an app for that. I can figure it out right now. Okay, so I have a Roma tomato, because it says it right down here, the Park Seed Season Starter tomato, and the Park Seed Legacy. You see, it's so helpful. I could just be I don't have to remember what varieties I had. I can just pull it up right there. Let me go back and pull that picture back up. So yeah, so I have these tomatoes right here, and then I have a whole bunch of I have a calendula down in the bottom left corner. You can kind of see that calendula bloom. It's my first calendula bloom of the season. I love it. I'm very excited. And then also just a bunch of zinnia seeds that I went through and I sprinkled throughout that garden bed, because I had a whole bunch of extra ones that I saved seeds from last year of the like small compact variety, the Magellan. It's my favorite. Like they're huge blooms for these tiny plants. I love it. Um, and then I have several, you can kind of see some marigold sprinkled in through there. I have a few peppers and then a bunch of basil. Like it's a really great, amazing companion bed. It's like one of my favorite ones right there. So I'm glad that he grabbed a picture of that. Okay. So Monica was asking, so how do we add it into the app? Okay. So let's go through. I can go through and do an all just start a brand new bed and show you all how I do it from scratch. So if I were doing this bed right here, I'll add a new garden bed. So I'll say, this is my live stream garden. Okay, so everything in here is going to be I do have some live stream ones too. That's funny that Dale and I made. Okay, so for this one, I can go through, I can select either if it is a seed starting area, a park seed biodome, if it's a garden bed, or I use garden bed for if it's in the ground, if I have like a garden bed in the ground, or if I have raised beds, or I even use like smart pots in for this garden bed section. And then also we do have like the vertical tower, like the green stalk towers. Um, I grow a lot in those. So I was really excited whenever we got these in. And I'll show you those here in a minute. But for right now, if I were going through and making this bed that I just showed you, I would have it be, so it's a 4x8 bed right here. And usually like I just look at the garden bed or like as I'm planning it, I'll just tap one of these plus buttons, add plant. And I can either like, so right up there, I could have either added a custom plant. So that's if you don't like if you're adding a plant that's not in there, you can do that. But also right here, I can just search for a plant, pop it in there. Now I can just be done with that, or I can continue to tapping and be like, okay, I have a basil there, I have one there, 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 and I can do all that. And then I'll go up here, add plant, and yeah, just on to the next one. So it is very simple. And then I can also like tap into it too. So as I'm in here, I can tap down right here and I can be entering in as much or as little information as I want to. So I can be like, I started this by seed outdoors. I planted 4 of them per that in that one square that I did. I can log the variety name right here and have the variety name there too. And then it's also, since I put in all of that information now, it's going to come down and estimate when your seed should be sprouting, when the projected first harvest is going to be. And also if you've logged any notes or events or anything like that, that will be right here too. So I'll save and close. So, and I mean, onward as I go through, I will show you one more thing with adding in. So this is one thing that I did too, because my tomatoes are a little bit larger. I put them all like that. And then I tapped this button. So the stretch image across footprint, that makes it represent so that it is taking up a larger section of the garden bed than just like the one little square. So hopefully that kind of helps answer the how do we do it. Oh, and Dale, you're back. Hi.
Hey,
I was on the other screen, so I didn't even see that you were there.
you're doing great. I didn't want to interrupt.
No, you're
So the
good.
outside
Thanks
experiment
for,
went well. I think what we need to
yeah,
do is just record a garden tour out there the old school way and not live stream it, and then we'll post
yeah,
that. And then,
yeah.
but the phone, I guess I didn't think it was that hot. I was just talking about how nice it was, but the phone said like iPhone overheating, like, and
Oh my
everything like
gosh.
no. So,
Yeah, that's crazy. It's like what? I don't even, not that hot. Wow,
well,
that
yeah.
happens.
So hopefully the pictures will help. I tried to take pictures of all the different angles and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
That
I
we
pulled up
want to
that
talk
first
about.
picture and I was like, that was perfect. So, let's see what the next picture is. Oh, I like this area too. So right here, these are several of our like junior size. Aren't these like the middle sized of the Smart Pots round raised beds?
Yeah, some of those are the 50-gallon, and then a couple of those are the small. I don't know if that's 25 or 30, but
Oh, yeah, the mini. Yeah, I think they're
yeah,
20 actually, aren't they?
I'm not
I
sure.
don't know.
Evan, if
I
you're
don't
in
know.
chat, let us know the gallons they are.
Yeah, yeah. So in here, I have, so in all of these, the bigger containers, I have a tomato planted in each one of those, a bush tomato. And then also have like some peppers intermixed in each one of them, along with a bunch of companion plants. Like there's literally like, there's so many different herbs in there. And I have a bunch, so I have dill, I have oregano, thyme, we have rosemary plant in there, I have a bunch of basil. And then I have marigolds, of course, and calendula, nasturtium, cosmos. I mean, there's petunias up in the hanging basket right there. Oh, I have zinnias too. But yes, I feel like I really did like throw anything and everything over here to be like our little like almost pollinator area too, complete with the bird bath. Yes, thank you, Desiree. That I love the bird bath too. That's sort of, yeah, it's fun. Yeah, so and it was, yeah, we actually got these new fruit trees too from the store, and I was really excited to plant these in the ground as well. Let's see. Oh, John was asking how to show two different plants sharing the same square foot on the garden grid. Um, yeah, so in the same one, I
That is
will
not out.
say,
Coming
yeah,
soon.
we are working on that, and
Hmm.
that update should hopefully be out soon, though. But
Yeah,
as of right now, every like how I usually do it is I have it like bigger than it's supposed to be right here, if that makes sense. Like every 1 foot, like square foot, I have it like blown up, and I'm like, okay, well, all of these four is 1 square foot, and then I have these four plants in the middle of it. Does that make sense at all? I don't know. Maybe not. That's
I
what I
think
do
the
right
way you're
now.
doing it will definitely make sense, and I think it'll be you guys will
Yes.
definitely. So we'll have that out here really soon.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Send me an email and I will get it added to my list, because I really do like, I have an ongoing list of plants that I add in there, and I try to keep up with adding as many plants as I can, as often as I can. But here is my email. So right there, the info@seedtospoon.net. So send me over an email and I will get it added to the list and hopefully get it added in soon.
One thing I'll note there though is like technically we could go through and just use AI to add like a million plants, and a lot of other apps have done that. But every app, every plant in our app was entered by a human, specifically the human you're looking at on the screen right now, Carrie. Um, Even back before we built a really nice like app, like a web app that she can go in and manage it. But even back then, before then, she like learned how to format stuff in database structure, and she learned how to do some coding stuff. So just know that like this information is hand entered and researched, and a lot of love and care went into gathering the information and making sure it's accurate. So just want to point that out. That technically we could add like millions of plants, but we want to make sure that everything that's going in here is stuff that we've either we started off with only stuff we had grown, but we're only able to hold on to that for the first couple of years because there were too many things that we just couldn't grow that y'all wanted. So now at
Yeah.
least we make sure that like Carrie's going to spend a good amount of time like researching it and probably getting some seeds for it and making a plan to grow it. That's why we have like a 2 seed or 3 seed binders that are just giant, full of every plant you can imagine. That we are going to obsessively research it and watch YouTube videos on it, and we've got books around here that all that kind of stuff goes into the data that goes into the app. So
Yeah, for sure. Because there was, oh, somebody had emailed me about marshmallow plant, and I was like, okay, I have to learn everything there is about this. Like, that sounds so cool. So that one is on my list. So if any of you out there, I know one of you emailed and asked about it, so it is on my list, and I am researching it. And I'm like, it'll be out there because it sounds very interesting. Yeah.
It's one of the things Carrie and I have in common. One of the things I love about her is she can't resist the urge to go research something when she learns something new. So that's why we have a lot of plants in our garden.
That's true. That's true. Speaking
Yeah,
of, let's
but
see
it's
what
cool.
else you took pictures of here. What do we have next here? Oh yeah, so these are those two areas. I think you pretty much showed that we were able to see it at least as we were going
Cool.
through.
All right.
Um,
Showed
but
something
yes,
anyway.
these were it's clearer now at least though. But yeah, these are those cattle panel areas. Just sit on their side. This is the easiest way to trellis. Like honestly, if you are looking for just a quick, simple, easy, just pop it up there. Like this is just as easy as it gets.
Yeah, and it doesn't just have to be for like big trellising things. One of those is pretty much just peppers. Just because we
Hmm.
wanted to have a row of peppers, because that's probably the number one thing I cook with out of the garden is peppers, and I like to have a variety of different types, and I don't have to go hunt like all around the garden to find them. So all along that fence, you can barely see them because they're little babies, and they got stunted from the cold about a month ago. So we're trying to figure out what we're going
Yeah.
to do about that, if we're going to start some new peppers or what we're going to do. But I promise you, by the end of the summer, this will be a wall of peppers, and a lot of different types of peppers, and I can just walk down there when I'm looking to cook because this is right in the entrance of the garden. So when I'm looking to start cooking something, I can run in here, grab like a couple off of each as I'm walking down the row, and then we have a like. Did you plant out the other side yet? I know we had talked about what we were doing there. Did you fully plant it out yet? What are we doing over there?
It's partially planted out. The brand new smart pots over there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's partially planted out. I can pull up the app and show you what I planted because I don't remember
Cool.
exactly what I did and where. That was this one right here. So this is what I did. So I
Cool.
had a summer squash zucchini. Yeah, 5 days ago I did it, it looks like. And then I planted some nasturtium seeds too in front of these two. And then a sugar cube cantaloupe and a early butternut squash.
So that zucchini is a good example of something that isn't traditionally thought of as being something you grow on a trellis, but it's a great way to grow it because instead of letting the zucchini kind of sprawl out all over the ground and make it really easy for all the zucchini bugs to hide under the leaves, we have it grow up the trellis. And you can do this with a T-post too. And then as the squash grows, we'll just attach it to that T-post for trellis, and then it'll grow vertically. And that'll really help with prevention of squash bugs because they're not able to hide under the leaves. And we've had so much more success with squash growing that way. So we'll probably
Yeah,
fill in some more like some bush beans, but like that cantaloupe is going to take over a lot. The winter squash is
yeah.
going to take a lot. So both of those will kind of take that over. We may
That's
throw
kind
some
of what
more
I was
sweet potatoes.
thinking. I was thinking some
Uh-oh.
like I
I
know.
know
I
what.
was thinking of adding more of the New Zealand spinach throughout here because it's going to stay smaller
Yeah,
and I think it's a good spot for it. And you know
I
me,
think
I
that's a good
always want to
call.
have my greens. So,
I was shocked by how quickly that sprouted. So, New Zealand spinach is one of the main things we grow in the summer whenever we can't grow lettuce and spinach and kale and all the stuff that we're used to growing for salads and for wraps and for greens and things like that. So, New Zealand spinach is not spinach at all, but it's called that. And it tastes similar to spinach, um, definitely like raw. It kind of it's not quite the same, but once you cook it, then it becomes very similar to me. Um, so it's something we grow a lot of in the summer, and it can take a long time to sprout. But the ones you started the other day, how long did those take to sprout? Did you mark when they sprouted? You
well, they
marked when you
sprouted
planted
yesterday. I
them.
haven't done that, but I did mark when I planted. Let's see. So it was in
You just
bed
know what bed they're
12.
in. Wow.
Yep, I do. They're right
Wow.
here. So it was 9 days ago. So it took 8 days then. So I need to come in here and mark that they sprouted yesterday. Done.
That's a lot better because I was fully expecting like 2 weeks for it to sprout because that's what I'd remembered from a few years ago when we tried to sprout it. But maybe that was earlier in the season or something.
True, because it is nice and warm out right now. Like it's perfect out for it. Like, yeah.
Oh, we got a question from Todd about Malabar spinach. We do grow that also, and I think I've got a
Yeah.
picture of that
Do you have a
area. Let me.
picture of it? Oh, I think I see it. Is it? Yep, right here.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I mean, you
this
can't really
area,
see it, but
yeah. So it's small, but it's in the very back kind of corner. There's gonna be Malabar spinach that's growing up in this area too. So let's talk about everything else that
it's
we've got.
about it's about like this tall now, I'd say. I mean, it's a good couple
Yeah.
inches tall. So yeah, I have it. Oh, I have it there. Let's see, and then I also have it in another bed too. That it's actually bigger in the other bed because I planted it before. So
You
yeah.
want to pull that bed up and we'll just show what all we've got in there?
Uh, this one.
Yep. There was a question
Okay.
from I'm going to answer too. So if growing zucchini vertically, what height trellis do you recommend? Honestly, I recommend a T-post more than anything. That's going to be the easiest way and the cheapest way to grow squash vertically. We just happened to throw in over there on that other cattle panel trellis because we had space for it and it worked out to grow there. But you can see we've got some T-posts like spread around the garden. One of the back left over there, or two of them over there. Both of those are going to have squash growing vertically up it. So that's the way I would recommend, and just like a 4 foot tall T post should be fine. Well, 4 foot tall sticking out of the ground, so like a 5 foot tall T post then, because you're gonna hammer a foot of that into the ground. But 6 foot would be even better. Um, and then question about grow bags underneath cattle panels. Um, this is a tricky question because for some things it would be fine, for others it wouldn't. And I think that there's things that we would like to do to the app to make this more clear, but to kind of give you a general sense of what I'm talking about here. Sometimes things are not companions because they share the same pest, and being next to each other in the garden is going to cause that regardless of if they're in the same bed or not. Sometimes things are not companions because they share the same like soil issues and diseases. Those I'm less concerned about having next to each other in separate containers. So hopefully that makes sense. And like I said, I think there's more that we could do to the app to make this a little more clear, but that's basically the mindset to have as you're looking at that. Okay, so let's go to that picture first of that area. So this is one of our new areas that we just built. I guess it's been a couple months ago now.
Yeah, I was telling them about that. This
Cool.
because this is probably my new favorite area. This cattle panel, these new cattle panels we put over here, they're just so pretty. And you
We've
can't
got
see it,
so
but
much.
behind that wall of tomatoes back there in the back, we have some like hanging basket petunias. And it just, oh, it's gorgeous to walk underneath that right there. So you have flowers, you have this wall of tomatoes. Like it's just so cool.
Yeah, there's so much stuff in here. So you've got a cucumber over on the right. You see the yellow flowers on it. We've got beans down below that. And then we've got zinnias. You've got a loofah that's climbing up the arch already. Some wild sunflowers that we just let stay in there that are growing there. We've got some herbs down below. And then that tomato that Carrie mentioned, that's the Juliet variety of tomato. That's one of my favorite varieties. And it's one that I know we recently got back in stock on Park Seed. I think a month or two ago, I saw a notification that we had got that one back in.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
if you haven't checked out Juliet or grown it, I highly recommend it. I first learned about it from the Oklahoma gardening Facebook group. Actually, when I first started growing, um, I joined the Oklahoma gardening Facebook group, and I learned a lot from that group of just seeing like what other people were growing, and they have these events where people go out and share plants with each other and stuff. And one of the things I learned from this wonderful lady named Dawn in that group was about this Juliet tomato and about how well it did and how it was kind of the best of both worlds, where it was super prolific, um, like aroma, but you also kind of got it all season. And there's just a lot of really good things about it. So shout out to the Juliet tomato. Highly recommend that one.
And we are in zone 7. So we live in Oklahoma City. So we're zone 7. Yes, this is a good call out from Desiree. So if yeah, you can absolutely put some pathways in between your containers. So if you are doing like a container bed, you can do the pathway option. Here I can show you real quick in the live stream garden that we were working on. So say if these, I can just go through and do add blank space. and I can do grass or something. So there you go. Like you have like a little pathway there going now. It's a really great way to more visually represent what your garden looks like and also just like be more organized and all. I love it. I get really excited to have this look like my garden and make it look just like my garden. It's awesome. Dale,
Do we
can we
want to show
move
some
your
pictures?
volume up? Move your speaker closer to you.
Is that better?
I hear you again.
This is the first time I think anyone has ever said they didn't hear me. So that's a positive
I
nonetheless.
think he's just trying to say I'm too loud. Maybe I'm talking too much.
Evan, let us know if that's better. I got the mic right. It's like right off camera. It's right here. So, all right. Do we want to show some more pictures and talk about more of the garden? What we got out there?
Yeah. Yeah. So, uh, yeah, I will jump in because this again is one of my favorite things right here. I love these oh my gosh, the pole bean towers from Park Seed. We have three of them right there, right in a row, planted at different times, so you can kind of see different areas. We have one of them, obviously, like all of it's being taken over, and then one of them partially taken over, and then the middle, there's still little babies growing, but oh my gosh, these just make it so you can grow so many beans in a little tiny small space. Like it's really just like a few feet of space that it takes up and it just grows up. Like it's amazing. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, and through here we just kind of have a mix of everything going, and I think that's the main thing that I want to call out here is we try not to have a bed of just one thing, and we try and mix things around as much as we can, and also intermix flowers and herbs as much as we can as well, especially for things like squash and tomatoes that tend to have issues with either diseases or pests or that can be more difficult. So um, if you put all of your squash together in one bed, then it's really easy for the squash bugs and the squash vine borers and all the other squash pests to find them and to take out your whole your whole crop overnight. And when you have them spread around the garden, number one, just the physical distance apart makes it less likely where they're going to find the other ones. But also having all the other flowers and herbs intermixed around the garden throws up a scent camouflage throughout the garden because a lot of these pests find what they're looking for through essentially their sense of smell. They're picking up on a number of things, but if you can create a bunch of different smells in the air, then you're creating camouflage that makes it easier for your plants to hide, if you will. And just that's how the system is designed to work together so that pests aren't able to go through and wipe out an entire crop of something is by doing this interplanting. So um, I highly recommend going that route if you haven't already. I guess it's already mid-June, so you're probably locked into whatever you got. But you can probably throw more flowers and herbs in the mix. There's always
Oh yeah.
room to throw more of that. A lot of these zinnia varieties that Carrie's throwing in are super compact. And at this point, like we're basically going to go through and just everywhere in the garden that doesn't have a seed in it by the end of this week, we're going to throw either zinnias or bush beans, or if it's along a trellis, then we'll put some sort of like a winter squash in. And that'll pretty much be the end of our planting until we get to mid July. So we'll have about 6 weeks off from planting stuff. Um, we might do another round of beans, but probably not. We'll probably just focus on trying to keep what we got alive and keep the weeds out and the pests out. And like the battle's about to begin, y'all. I mean, I can't stress enough. Like if you're out in your garden right now and you're seeing like some weeds, but you're like, oh, it's manageable. It's not too bad. And you plan to go on vacation in the next few weeks, please, please, please. This is a PSA. Please spend time getting those weeds taken care of before you go. Because what has happened to us so many years is we let weeds build up early in the spring, but we're so busy planting that we don't really like take care of it the way we should. and then we go on vacation around this time. This is usually the week we're going on vacation. This year we timed it differently. Maybe that was the key. It was not timing a vacation on our anniversary week. So um, yeah, just make sure you're going through and taking care of that now, because the weeds are going to absolutely explode over the next month. And I saw a question earlier that ties into this about the heat and the humidity. How do you survive the humidity and the heat? Um, once those weeds get going a month from now, it's going to be very difficult to manage them if we don't severely take them down now. But then also, like, we're gonna have to pivot to, and I'm already doing this where I go out early morning and work in the garden as opposed to kind of midday. Um, and I just know that after 10 a.m., 10 or 11, I'm probably not going to be able to get much done in the garden until it gets evening again. Because I've had too many times that I forced myself through and had heat exhaustion, and now I just burn up really quick. So I've got to be really careful. So yeah, that's kind of the key to managing a garden this size, and then doing a little bit at a time. So I'll go out there, I'll maybe have a 20-minute window, and I'll focus on just kind of one garden bed of just get all the weeds taken out of this garden bed. And if you do that a little bit every day, then you can keep a handle on things. But even now, I'm looking at this picture, I'm seeing all the Bermuda growing up like out in the mulch and stuff. Like, I still have a fight on my hands here, but at least the weeds like inside the garden beds themselves are doing pretty good. Like, we've been able to keep
Yeah.
up with that so far. Um, so yeah, that's just, too many years we've gotten too aggressive with trying to plant too much, and then we get overwhelmed with weeds. We're not able to keep up with it. So trying to do a better job of that this year. I think we got some other pictures we can show too. I'm not sure.
Well, Desiree was asking, so do you guys do plant rotation for seasons, or do things tend to get planted in the same space?
For most things, we're trying to rotate.
Mhm.
Um, that pretty much applies to everything. I can't really think. I mean, the only exception for this is if I had a strawberry bed or like a perennial,
True.
obviously, like that's just going to stay whatever it is. But anything annual, we're rotating, and we're
Mhm.
rotating away from the same family. Meaning, if I grew a tomato there, I'm not going to grow another tomato there, but I'm also not going to grow another pepper or like a pepper there, something in the same family. I'm going to switch to something completely different. Um,
Yeah.
and if it's
Cucumber.
something that was like a heavy feeder, then I'm going to grow beans behind that, because the beans are going to take nitrogen out of the air and store it down in the soil, and then it's going to help replenish the soil with nitrogen. If it's, um, yeah, like I'm also thinking about like, so we have an area that I know has a lot of clay in there, and it's like super like difficult to work through. So I've already got in my mind that we need to grow some more like daikon radish there, so we can break the soil up and do stuff like that too. So I'm thinking about that in terms of rotation. Is kind of like, what does this soil need? So like, what did it get like drained a lot of the last round? Was it something that was a heavy nitrogen feeder or whatever? Um, and then, what can I follow behind it to help the soil kind of get what it needs?
I was going to pop this up. Esther, if you're having trouble adding your plants into the app, here, I'm going to pop up this email address here for you. Send me an email here at support@seedtospoon.net, and I'll help you get it figured out, and we'll get you working. Okay. Okay. Oh, yeah. So Cynthia was asking, have you tried the 30% vinegar for the weeds in the pathways?
We need to try that. Yeah. Right now, I'm just considering it my workout. So eventually I'll get tired of that. But also, the nice thing we have is that black landscaping fabric that we put down everywhere. And this is not the cheap stuff that you get at like the normal store. This is stuff like the high quality stuff that greenhouses get that we ordered online. Makes a big difference. So we have it. I think one of these pictures you can probably see it. Yeah. So like this black fabric, landscape fabric, we have everywhere. So the problem is where there's mulch, the Bermuda is able to kind of get through and grow, but it makes it to where it's really easy to pull it up. I mean, it's very thinly attached to the roots, and I'm able to kind of just pull it right up. And Normally, when I'm doing this, I have a fan club right outside of the fence of goats that are very excited about what I'm doing. And it doesn't really feel like a chore of pulling weeds. It feels like I'm getting free goat food. And then they're really excited about it. And, it doesn't feel like something I'd mind doing right now. So we need to try that 30% vinegar, though, and see
Yeah,
like in some
that's a
other
good.
areas. Yeah.
I was gonna reassure you here, like, don't worry, like if you accidentally put like something in the wrong spot, like it'll be perfectly fine. Like just monitor it. It might need to, I mean, just look out for the similar pests and also make sure you use plenty of like espoma tomato tone or like things like that, like just to make sure it gets the nutrients that it needs. So
Yeah, and a pepper following a tomato is less concerning to me than a tomato following a
yeah,
pepper because peppers generally don't have a ton of issues as long as they're not exposed to cold and things like
yeah.
that. Um, Whereas tomatoes are the ones that can be a little more finicky.
And yes, that is a one of the new features is the big tomato taking up 4 squares. It is. So it's very easy to do. All you do is just add plant and then you can whichever squares you want to do, if you want to do all four, if you want to do two, and then just stretch image right down here. And there you go. So or I can make it be all four. Voila. I love it because again, everything I can do to make it look accurate.
Well, we will record another tour of the garden and just record it normally with the phone and then post that as a separate video. So we're hoping the live stream would have worked out, but we're out in the country and the internet can be a little finicky, and I guess my phone did not like the heat too. So
One thing I do want to call out is I do like to, because I did mention fertilizing. So I do want to go in here and just call out that there is a way to keep track of it in here. So that way you can see like when you last watered, when you last fertilized. So that way you can be like, oh, I should probably go out there and fertilize again, if you see the date. So I do like to keep track of like when we last fertilized things and all of that. So and I just do that in the app. So whenever I do an event, I just come in here. You can either just tap them and come into here. Well, easier way was just to go into here, log event, and you can do whatever it was that you wanted. I guess we got rain the other day, didn't we? Was that
we weren't.
yesterday?
I don't know. Oh, did we get?
I don't know. But you can
We got
go
rain where we
through.
were, but not here. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. So you would just come into here and then you would just save it. I'm not going to save it since it didn't happen, and I need to keep mine accurate. But that's the easy way to come in, and you can just keep track of like when you last watered, when there was fertilizing happening, and all of that. And one thing I do want to say, like when we come in here, like we water like this entire bed at the same time. A really easy way to go through and log like all of the plants at the same time that I watered them is they come over here into list view. There's these three dots right up here, and then log event for multiple plants. And then now I can come through and say watered. I can select all of them or just whichever ones it was, and then hit next. And then poof, if I save, like this will now apply and go through to every single one of those plants that are in that garden bed. So that's what I tend to do just because it does get to be a pain if there's like all of these. I'm going to have like 20 different plants in there. So I just go through and log everything at once for these guys.
Could you do it from the three dots in this view?
No,
What options are in there? Okay.
that's something I've told, I'll message you again about it and see if you can get
Yeah.
that fixed. But I do want that there
Yeah,
too.
that would be nice to have it like right there.
Hmm.
Maybe even a
Agreed. But as of right now, you have to go into list view and tap those.
yeah. Okay. That should be something pretty easy for us to add.
Awesome. Um, so yes, I do. So we do mulch most of our areas, but whenever we do it, we're either doing I mean, we can either just like move it away gently and then just like work a little bit of the powder like around the base of the plant. Like it's extremely easy. Or I mean, just put it on top and water it in. I mean, you can do that too, and it'll take a little bit longer to go through, and it won't be quite as fast. But I mean, yeah, it's
Yeah,
better than
usually I'm
nothing.
just scooting around the base of the plant, throwing the fertilizer
Yeah.
down, mixing it in a little bit, and then covering it back up. I mean, it took a while to do the other day. I fertilized the whole garden. It probably took me an hour the other day, but I only have to do it every other month or so, generally, with our garden, depending on the soil. We'll
Yeah,
go
and
from
I'll go through and like spot fertilize things like the tomatoes in between there, but like pretty much everything else. Yeah. Oh, yep. Well, good. I answered your question before I even saw it. So yeah, if it watered and rained, yeah, go through, log all of the. Yes, you will have to go through and log it for each individual bed, though. But um, hopefully, you don't have as many beds as I do.
So, question from Trish on peppers. You might have to. Sometimes with peppers, once they get stunted, they just never recover. I'm generally pretty quick to kind of just abandon and start over on peppers. And normally I've got another round already going. Unfortunately, we did not do that this year. So I'm kind of scrambling myself trying to figure out what I'm going to do on some of my peppers. I really should have had another round that I started in like March or so, March or April even, so that I had like a backup round ready because we had a really late cold snap that is just was
Yeah, and
very
it like
abnormal
was
for the
out of
summer.
nowhere. Yeah,
It was after we had
yeah.
already had a bunch of warm weather, so and yeah, so unfortunately that's just part of what happens with peppers, and
You'll
hopefully
learn.
we'll find some. But it's not too late to start from them from seed too. Like you just literally throw some pepper seeds in the ground right now, and they'll and grow them that way. You're just going to be waiting a little longer.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Well, let's I need to come go through and select a winner. So we're going to be doing a giveaway for a free 1 year premium Seed to Seed app subscription. Woo! Very exciting. So give me a second to come through here. And
While she's
if you
doing
guys
that, I'll
have,
ask you guys, what do y'all want to hear about next week? Are there any topics that you guys have in mind that you want to hear more about, or any things that you want us to cover? Let us know. We're generally that's how we're deciding what we're going to talk about each week is kind of based on what you guys are saying, both in chat here, but also like after it goes out to YouTube and Facebook, the comments there as well.
okay. Awesome. Yay, Desiree. You can still do it. Hopefully where you are, you have plenty of time. So I will say once it gets a little closer, there is at the top here, once you hit like the 16 weeks until your first estimated fall frost, it'll start a countdown here for you too. So that way you know how much time you have left. So that will help you whenever you're doing like succession planting of things, and just knowing how much longer you have left of summer. So it'll pop up there whenever the time comes. Okay, so we have a winner. Congratulations to Trish P8903. Congratulations. Email us at info@seedtospoon.net and I will get you all hooked up with your subscription. Congratulations.
I'm seeing some good suggestions already for heat tolerant veg. Oh, from our winner Trish too. Heat tolerant veggies, specifically leafy greens,
Okay.
root
Yeah.
crops. Um, so I think we could talk a little bit about next week about stuff we can start from seed in the heat throughout the summer because there's still stuff that we
Yep.
can start from seed. Um, and then also some of this stuff is going to be like we're going to be coming up on seed starting for the fall here in 4 to 6 weeks. So probably need to talk
Oh,
about
that's
it next.
very generous. Trish said she won last week and we can give it to somebody else. So let me run it again. Thank you, Trish, and I'm sure the winner will be very happy. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I have been doing a bunch of a bunch of root crops even now. Like I still am planting like radish. I have radish underneath my my squash that I have growing. And it's actually probably pretty close to being ready to harvest now. I need to go check in on that.
Another suggestion for hugo culture. No, I have not actually tried that myself here. I did help my uncle build a really big hugelkultur bed. He lives on 5 acres and he has a lot of down trees and stuff. So when I say really big, I meant like we literally couldn't see the other side of the bed from one side. Like it was probably 8 feet tall and just stuff full of down trees and stuff. And now it's a big patch of weeds. So it definitely grows stuff really well. Um, but I don't have much experience other than kind of building that one. Although I will say I've applied the principles of it to a lot of what we do here. So what I mean by that is if we're filling like our big Vigo garden bed that we filled, that's like, several feet tall. The bottom layer of that I filled with primarily wood chips and logs and stuff like that, kind of for the same idea of that. So you got a winner, Carrie?
Okay. Yep. Congratulations to Desiree. So send me an email. Hopefully, I don't know when the last time you've won, if you've won. So we'll find out. Congratulations. Send me an email at info@seedtospin.net and we will get you all set up. So yay.
Congratulations.
Yep. Congrats. Okay. Well, sounds good. Well, we will see you all same time, same place next week. And in the meantime, we'll get some pictures and videos up too of our garden too. So